Hey guys, so I just watched Smackdown live, and I have to do these videos on my phone because my video camera only having a certain amount of battery life. So, okay, my phone only has like half its charge, so this can't be a very long review. So I'm going to try to just get the key points here on each thing. So it started out with Paige saying that there was going to be a gauntlet match. Well, that's after saying there were cunning victories and stuff from Money in the Bank. There's going to be a gauntlet match to see who's going to face AJ Styles at Extreme Rules. The people competing are Big E, Daniel Bryan, Rusev, Samoa Joe, and The Miz. Okay, now the official first thing is the Melibration. Carmella's celebrating. She started off by saying she had self-esteem issues when she was a kid, and sorry, I have a allergy problem, so I'm gonna have to No, you know what? No, this is live. I can't redo this. It's live. It's how it is. Okay. So, my eyes are watering now. That's great. But, saying how she had self-esteem issues and all that stuff, it was all crock. Then she said, I did the unthinkable at Money in the Bank. I defeated Asuka, and I did it all by myself. No, you didn't. She did not do it all by herself. She did it with James Ellsworth's help. Who, by the way, after she said she was better than Asuka or something, Asuka's music hit, and I'm really thinking, oh great, Asuka's coming out here to stop her. The second the person walked out, I'm like, it's James Ellsworth again. Because it was so stiff and manly. It was obvious it was James Ellsworth. So you have to bear with me. I told you, something's wrong. I don't know if I'm sick or what, but yeah. James saying that Carmella is better than everyone, and especially Asuka. Asuka finally came out. She literally, ran down the ramp. Got right in James Ellsworth's face. She was yelling in Japanese, so no one really knows what she said, but she was mad, and finally she kicked James, but again, she kept her attention onto James, and Carmella got a kick. And Asuka was out for at least a couple seconds, but Carmella, she has to be scared of Asuka, because the second she did that kick, the second Asuka was down, she immediately grabbed her belt back, grabbed James, and the second Asuka started moving, she threw James out of the ring and just jetted right out of the ring. So, telling me she is afraid of Asuka. Because Asuka was she's leaning on the ropes, and, of course she's holding her cheek that just got kicked, but she was looking at Carmella just doing that smile that's like, I'm ready whenever you are. And so that was telling she's ready to fight. And then it showed Becky doing that thing with her goggles, picking which pair of goggles is best for her. Then it was time for Becky Lynch versus Billie Kay. The Iconics came out at first, and they were mocking the fact. At first, they were mocking Toledo, and then they were mocking the fact that Becky lost at Money in the Bank. Becky came out. She was mad, and they started the match. She had offense at first, and then Billie Kay started getting offense, of course, with help from Peyton. But then Becky got a leg up, and then finally started doing her move. She did a move on the outside, took Peyton out. She got back to Billie Kay, did the disarmer, and it was over. Becky wins. And then next, we talk about the fact that Shinsuke lost to AJ. Like the week before, he low blow Jeff. And then did that Kinshasa kick. And they wanted to know how Jeff was feeling. Jeff had his back turned from the camera. And he's talking about, like, he keeps replaying that image in his mind. How he just feels the kick or whatever. And it's like, what? And, like, he wasn't looking back. You kind of see him, like, did he actually fully paint his face for the first time here? For the first time since, like, 2009. When he left. And then he said, my eyes are open. And I'm like, oh, God. Oh, no. He turned around. Eyes. Painted eyes. That always scares me. Like, in the live reaction, I'm like, whoa, whoa, no, no, no. Only because that always scares me. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about this. I am so sorry. I can't do anything about this. And it's live, so this is... I'm going to try to make this review quick so I can go. Because this is not at all flattering. I'm sorry. When you get sick, you're sick, right? Anything you can do about it. So Jeff, his eyes are open, and he is more aware, and he's going to be watching. He's going to be watching for Shinsuke. And then, next up, you got... Hold on, let me think here. Daniel's interview with Renee. Renee asking Daniel if he thinks he's going, how he's going to do, and Daniel asked, can I ask you a question, because I've always wanted to do this, and he asks Renee, like, do you think I'll win? And first she just gave, like, it's possible. But then he's like, can we try that again? And she's like, yes. Daniel's favorite word. So that went well with him. And then it was time for the debut of Sanity. I'm sad about this because Nikki Cross isn't with them. And I'm like, why is it that they are on SmackDown, but Nikki Cross, is she still on NXT? Like, why? Or is she going to be on Raw next week? Like, what's going on there with that? But anyway, the Usos came out the Usos came out first, and they're saying, like, Sandy's crazy, they gotta match our Uso crazy. Uso? I don't know. You gotta match their crazy. Sanity came out. It was supposed to be a match, but there was no ref, no nothing. They just decimated Jimmy and Jay. Just completely just took them out. Wasn't a match, just a straight up assault. Just intact. And it's like, okay. And then after that, I believe came Shinsuke's interview. Like, Renee was like, you lost? And it's like, Shinsuke's like, what do you mean I lose? I lost? And Renee's like, if you're gonna say that you don't speak English again, he's like, no, I completely understand what you're saying, but how did I lose? He's explaining the fact that, like, he says the only reason he lost was because the ref counted too quick and he didn't count in Japanese. So Shinsuke said that was unfair. It's like, yeah, okay. And then Renee asked him his comments on Jeff Hardy. And he said, oh, he has his eyes open. Great. and then he said, like, if he crosses me again, I'll make sure his eyes are closed. It's like, okay, that's okay. And then it was Gallows and Anderson versus the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. It's a rematch for Money in the Bank. Anderson and Gallows were trying to win the tag team belts since they lost at Money in the Bank. It was a good match. There was offense, but it was mostly just Eric and Luke, Luke. It ended with Luke getting, no, it was either Luke or it was either Gallows or Anderson that got decimated, and of course the Bludgeon Brothers still have their tag team championships. And then the next match was the Gauntlet match. Daniel Bryan starts out first. He came out. The Bludgeon Brothers were halfway up the ramp, and then Daniel's music played, and he just started doing the yes thing, and he got in between the Bludgeon Brothers, and the music stopped. Like, the music stopped, and they were just staring at him. He was looking back at each of them. And I'm thinking, like, please don't go after one of them, Daniel, please. And then his music started up again, so of course he went to do his match. It was him and Big E. Big E had quite a bit of offense. He seemed to have a counter for almost everything Daniel threw at him, but eventually Daniel Bryan got the win off of Big E by he did a kick onto Big E and got the win. So there was that. And then it was Daniel Bryan. Well, he won the first one with Big E. I don't know if I got that correct yet. I literally just watched it and my head is foggy because I think I might actually be getting sick. I'm not sure. So it was Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe went right after him. Samoa Joe had a lot of offense, but Daniel also got offense in there. And it ended up with he went through the ropes onto the outside. Samoa Joe caught him. This was after a good 5, maybe 10 minutes. He got him in the Kimura lock, but he was on the outside. You can't do anything with that. So we had him on the outside and did that. But the ref is counting to 10 and gets to 5 or 6 and Daniel manages to get out of the hold. And by 9 he gets in the ring. And just as Samoa Joe gets to the ring, 10. And he is counted out. And he is mad, but Daniel's in the ring. And then the Bludgeon Brothers come out. And, they're just standing there, and then they do their move onto Daniel. And The Miz comes running down, and he does a skull-crushing finale on Daniel. Gets the 1, 2, 3, and then he just, chucks Daniel out of the ring. Then Rusev comes, and they're fighting. Rusev starts by dominating it, and then Miz gets a lot. And he almost got the skull-crushing finale on about 3 times, actually. 3 times. And then he got a kick, a major kick by Rusev, but still managed to kick out. But then, Rusev put him in a hold, and Miz couldn't take it anymore, and he tapped out. So Samoa Joe, wow. So Rusev won the Gauntlet match. Then AJ Styles came out, and I like this. AJ Styles came out. He he put his championship belt on the mat between him and Samoa Joe. He reached out his hand. Samoa Joe, what am I saying? Rusev. He put the belt between him and Rusev. He stuck his hand out. Rusev gladly shook it. And then Aiden English put his hand out to AJ, wanting his hand shaken too. Shook too. AJ acted like he was going to, but then he just pushed Aiden down, and Rusev was like checking on him, and that's how Smackdown Live went off the air. And so this Raw was great. I got so mad when Carmella said that she beat Asuka without any help. It's like, no, you didn't. Then James coming down again. It's like, okay, that was great. That was great Sunday. That's not funny anymore. Asuka getting kicked again. It was like, why? But the fact that for once Asuka... But then we saw a glimpse of old Asuka when she actually was just on the bottom main rope. And she was just evilly smiling at Carmella. Like, she's ready to fight, whatever. And so I can't wait to see where that goes next week. And Jeff freaked me out with that promo, man. And then the face paint with the painted eyes, and then when he opened his eyes and it was that freaky contact lens, that freaked me out so much, and it was great. Sanity, again, that made me sad because I wanted to see Nikki Cross and she wasn't with them. So she's probably still at NXT, which I don't understand. Either that or she's going to be on Raw. I'm not really sure which. They didn't release her. I hope they didn't release her. They couldn't have. She's way too creepy. It's great. I like doing this. Wow. Becky beat Billie Kay. It's great. I love that. Gets her momentum back pretty quickly. Usos and Sanity's match, that was great. What am I talking about? Great. Usos and Sanity didn't even have a match. Sanity just destroyed Jimmy and Jay. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't know, I don't mind it. And Shinsuke's interview where he didn't act like he couldn't speak English. Finally. That was good to know, saying Jeff better watch out, all that. And then the gauntlet match was full of action. That definitely was the best match. And, at least in my opinion, it was the best match. I hate what happened to Daniel Bryan, though. And I hate that Miz just, threw him out of the ring. What was that about? But overall, it was a great SmackDown Live, and I can't wait till next week. So until then, I don't really have anything else to say. So until then, bye.